Hi, my name is Yüksel. I am a development manager working with agile teams in SimCorp.
Hi, my name is Christian. I'm a Scrum Master working with agile teams in SimCorp.
We are here to share our experience in recruiting and onboarding for agile teams.
Bing, you got a mail. Breakfast meeting for a new team member. Who? What? Why? What's going on? You've probably been faced with this situation one or more time in your career. Traditional recruiting and onboarding disregards the knowledge of the team when recruiting new team members. They treat all newcomers with a one-size-fits-all onboarding plan. In the beginning of our agile journey, we saw managers with all good intention keep adding team members to a team in the hope to increase velocity. In fact, the team stopped being performing. We have seen managers being close to make wrong hiring decisions simply because they did not have the insights into what the team really needed. We have seen good recruitment being ruined by rigid one-size-fits-all onboarding plans which did not at all match the reality of what the team was working on. Traditional methods has all the best intention, but we are seeing them fail when it comes to agile teams. The textbook, which says that you should keep a team stable for a long period of time, is getting harder and harder to fulfill. People are changing jobs more and more frequently. This means that recruitment and onboarding are becoming an essential part of the success and well-being of an agile team.
Let us present our approach ordered as before, during, and after recruitment. Before recruitment, we maintain continuous dialogue on the needs. Agile teams and development managers have an ongoing dialogue on teams' well-being and capabilities. One of the practices I use is what I call team one-on-ones, which resemble individual one-on-ones, though the focus is on the team's collective needs and growth. This provides a healthy continuous dialogue and alignment. Learnings and outcomes of team one-on-ones are the points that are not covered in agile ceremonies. Obviously, I also interface upper management and maintain similar communication with stakeholders in terms of defining the needs based on product roadmap and strategy. Thus, the traditional reflex of replacing a leaving team member or ramping up when suddenly client requests surge is replaced by an ongoing dialogue with all the stakeholders, including the agile teams. Another practice I use before recruitments is what I call team preferences. After I identify the needs, the next step is finding the right candidate. Assuming that the candidate will be part of a certain team, I perform a team preferences workshop so that we can identify the details in terms of the needed profile and tailor the recruitment process based on the team's preferences. In the figure, you can see a real output of a team preferences workshop that I ran with one of my Scrum teams. The result is used in the recruitment process, especially in screening the applications and interviewing the candidates. An often overlooked part of recruitment is the preparation of the job announcement. In our practice, development manager prepares the job ad and then asks for feedback from the team and the stakeholders. We suggest also asking feedback from the applicants. Our experience shows that the feedback from especially the team members and the applicants make a huge difference in reaching the right profiles and finding a better fit. And now we can look at what happens during recruitment. Using the organization's needs and preferences, development managers screen the applications and identify the candidates to be invited to interviews. Using a recruitment canvas where all the candidates will be evaluated based on the same criteria and given a numeric score on each criterion ensures avoiding intuitions and biases, no matter how subjective the score is. Our experience shows that our memory and intuitions can easily trick us, and having a recruitment canvas did surface such situations. The development manager takes the first round of interviews where the results of the tools such as team preferences and recruitment canvas will be utilized along the way. After the first round, the most promising candidates are invited to the second round, which is run by the team. When running the interviews, we have tried different strategies, as you can see in this list. Regardless of the strategy, we clearly communicate the candidate, the format, and the purpose. and encouraged a two-way dialogue where the candidate can also ask all questions about the way team works. The development manager does not continue with a candidate that is not found eligible by the agile team. This approach ensured a higher degree of trust between development managers and teams. Typically, there is a third round for the top candidates where more stakeholders are involved. Finally, the development manager will ask the team to express preference on the candidates that passed all the three interviews. Often, teams easily converge on which candidate to choose. Development manager takes over after that and makes the job offer. Inspired by lean and flow concepts and forced by the competitive job market and the scarcity of talent, we use recruitment metrics. We define lead time as the time passed between recruitment start and end, measured in days. Similarly, we define cycle time per measured activity. For example, the time between a candidate is contacted and answered with a rejection or job offer. We also use first-year attrition as a metric to indicate the success of the recruitment. A development manager might have personal objectives and key results in recruitment, and this will significantly help in improving the results that would affect the whole organization's performance. In the figure, you can see a set of measurable key results that I used for the first quarter of 2020.
Starting a new job is full of emotion, excitement, fear. A good onboarding plan really helps the newcomer to get a great start. Traditional onboarding plans are one size fits all. At the beginning of SimCorp's agile journey, a group of managers created a new onboarding concept, a card deck. Each card being an onboarding activity, your first day at SimCorp, a social event with your new team, Learn Sharp. The most important cards in the card decks were the blank ones. These cards were filled out by the newcomer and the team together, taking the newcomer's unique qualifications and the team's knowledge into consideration, and thereby creating unique onboarding activities. This new concept, the team, the newcomer, and the development manager collectively create an individually onboarding plan tailor-made to match the strengths of the newcomer and the team's specific challenges. This plan will be owned by the newcomer, but the team and the development managers have the responsibility of supporting and coaching the newcomer. In more mature team, the workshop where this onboarding plan was created was run by the team with the help of the Scrum Master. We have had workshop where it was physically, and we have also had workshop which was purely virtually. We soon realized that the card deck was great for role as developer and testers, but did not fit for roles as PO and Scrum Master. A group of Scrum Masters therefore created an onboarding tree for the Scrum Master role. The concept would be the same. Each leaf in the tree would be an onboarding activity. The new Scrum Master would create this plan together with other Scrum Masters. For all the roles, the onboarding activities would be added to the team's sprint plan and also talked about at the daily stand-up to ensure focus on the onboarding. We start to discuss who's a newcomer, only a person hired from outside the organization. The answer we came up with was anybody joining the team. The plan for one who has been in the organization for many years might look different than one who just joined. But even for an experienced insider, you want to make the transition to the team as smooth as possible. A pitfall we experienced was that often with time, the team would pay less and less attention to the plan. In this case, both the development manager, the Scrum Master, and the team need to remember that onboarding is a long-term investment.
We are often asked whether the way recruiting and onboarding is a good use of an agile team's time. In our experience, spanning last 3 years, even though teams feel they invested precious work time into the hiring process, they at the same time expressed that it was a good investment with decent returns. Newcomers are in general very happy with the onboarding plans that they co-created and they executed the onboarding that they owned.
Is hiring for everyone? Frankly speaking, we have observed teams and individuals that were both uncomfortable with such involvement and ownership, as well as leaders not being ready to give away responsibility. From the beginning, we have learned and practiced not forcing or even insisting people doing things this way, especially if they feel they do not have the competences, time, or wish. Hence, our mantra is, this is a process which should not be forced before all parties are ready for it.
Thank you for listening our presentation. If you would like to hear more about our experience, please read our report.